Hey, what's going on, everybody? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a 2 QBR PPR league draft that I recently did on drafters.com. I had the 5th pick in this draft. As you can see in this league with 2 QBs go really early in the draft. With the first overall pick, of course, Christian McCaffrey went. Then with the 2nd pick, Lamar Jackson went. 4th pick, Patrick Mahomes. With my 5th pick, Ezekiel Elliott and Dalvin Cook were on the board. I took Ezekiel Elliott just because I think he's going to get a great workload. I wasn't sure how early QBs go in these drafts. This is one of the first 2 QB drafts I've done, but it seems really interesting, and I think there's a lot of value that you can get like a lot of great players and hold off on QB until later. You can get like a lot of starting quarterbacks late in drafts. So then with the 6th pick, there was Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, then Joe Mixon, then Russell Wilson went, then Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, and then with my 2nd round pick, with my 12th overall pick, Devontae Adams was still there. I took him right there. I feel like that was a steal. So I got my running back and my receiver. Then Tyreek Hill went, Josh Jacobs, Kyler Murray, Aaron Jones, DeAndre Hopkins, then Dak Prescott went. So already a good amount of quarterbacks have gone off the board. Personally, my top 5 quarterbacks have already gone off the board. I wasn't going to take one with my 3rd round pick. So with the 21st pick, I took Travis Kelce. After I took Travis Kelce, I felt like I just wanted to take 2 tight ends and just take 4 quarterbacks and just take the standard 6 running backs and then 6 receivers. So I took Travis Kelce here pretty early. I still could have taken Nick Chubb or Miles Sanders, but I just want to get 2 tight ends quickly. So then Nick Chubb went, Miles Sanders, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, George Kittle, Kenny Golladay, Deshaun Watson. And then with my 4th round pick, I felt like I needed to get a quarterback. A lot of the quarterbacks were going off the board, and Josh Allen was still in that tier that I like 2nd tier of quarterbacks. Austin Eckler then went, Chris Godwin, Odell, and then Baker Mayfield went, DJ Moore, Allen Robinson. And then with my 5th round pick, I didn't really like the running backs here. I could have taken Todd Gurley. Still worried about his knee, though. Falcons are a little wary of his knee. I'm not really that high on Jonathan Taylor as the public is. I could have taken another quarterback, but I just gotten one in the 4th round, so I didn't feel like taking a quarterback. So I took Juju Smith-Schuster. And then I wanted to get another tight end pretty early in these drafts, just so I would be solid with my 2 tight ends. So I got Mark Andrews with my 6th round pick. I think Mark Andrews is still really going to produce this upcoming season. The Ravens really didn't add anyone. They added Devin Duvernay in the draft, but he's going to be like a slot receiver. He might start for them right away. They added J.K. Dobbins, who's running back, so they really didn't add any pass catchers for Lamar. So Mark Andrews is going to be the primary target for Lamar Jackson. Then Tom Brady went, DeAndre Swift, Matt Ryan, Adam Thielen, Drew Brees, James Conner, Aaron Rodgers, Chris Carson. And then with my 53rd overall pick, I took David Johnson. I would have taken Matt Ryan here if he had slipped. I just wanted to get those 2 really solid quarterbacks to have. But since he didn't slip here, I just took David Johnson. I needed another running back anyways. I had Ezekiel Elliott with my 1st pick, but I haven't taken a running back since then. I'm still pretty high on David Johnson, even though I do like Duke Johnson this upcoming season. The Texans traded away their stud receiver, DeAndre Hopkins, for David Johnson, so they definitely see something in him. Last season, the first 6 weeks of the season, he looked like he was in top shape. He looked great. He had gotten hurt towards week 8, and then when he came back, he just didn't look like the same player. So far, the reports have been really positive. The Texans medical staff has said that he looked good. He's passed the durability test. He's passed the physical. So if David Johnson starts him, he's going to get a bulk of the workload. You can get over 250 carries. And in that backfield, it's only going to be David Johnson and Duke Johnson getting the workload. I also see David Johnson having a decent amount of targets just because there's so many targets gone now with DeAndre Hopkins being traded away. So I'm pretty high on David Johnson. I was thinking about taking Carson Wentz also, but I needed that 2nd running back, and a lot of the running backs were going off the board. So then Keenan Allen went, then Carson Wentz, then Stafford, Diggs, Woods, Ingram, and then I took Calvin Ridley. You guys know how much I love taking Calvin Ridley in drafts for this upcoming season. If you guys have seen my videos, I just think he's going to get so many targets. He could be a wide receiver 1 in fantasy. I had taken my 3 receivers. I got my 2 running backs. So I was looking solid. I got my 2 tight ends. And then I felt like I wanted to take another quarterback. A lot of the quarterbacks were going off the board. After Daniel Jones went, I took Ben Roethlisberger. I really like that stack. I'm pairing him up with Juju Smith-Schuster. I think Ben Roethlisberger this upcoming season is really going to target Juju Smith-Schuster. Juju really didn't produce last season, but that was because they really had some terrible quarterbacks starting, such as Mason Rudolph and Devlin Hodges. So I do think Ben Roethlisberger, he's coming back. He said he's been working out for the first time this offseason. I think he's going to bounce back. He might win comeback player of the year. So I got my 2 quarterbacks. And then in the 10th round, I didn't want to take a tight end. I already obviously got my 2 tight ends that I like. I could have taken a running back maybe. I could have taken J.K. Dobbins. But I'm just kind of worried if Big Ben does get hurt, I want to take another quarterback. So I took Teddy Bridgewater. I think Teddy does have a lot of upside. He's going to be in an improved offense with Joe Brady as offensive coordinator. He's going to be working with Christian McCaffrey, Curtis Samuel, DJ Moore, and Robbie Anderson, and Ian Thomas. I see that Panthers team being in some really high-scoring games. That defense is going to be bad. Their defense is basically going to be all rookies starting. So Teddy Bridgewater is going to have to put up a lot of points. They gave him a really nice contract this offseason. They do want to have him as their starter. They did sign stud, former XFL player PJ Walker, but he's not going to be starting for them unless Teddy gets hurt or unless Teddy plays really, really bad. Then they might put him in, but it's going to be a Teddy Bridgewater show. As you can see there, Hayden Hurst went, Austin Hooper, a couple running backs went, Jarvis Landry, Hunter Henry, and then I wanted to get my third running back, so I took J.K. Dobbins. The Ravens do have a really easy schedule this upcoming season. If Mark Ingram were to get hurt, J.K. Dobbins would just step in, maybe be like RB1, definitely an RB2 at least. Even though Mark Ingram's still there, I still see J.K. Dobbins getting a good workload. They do have a really easy schedule. They're going to be ahead in a lot of games. They're just going to be running the ball. J.K. Dobbins was selected in the second round. They really obviously wanted to have him. If they draft him in the second round, they want to use him. I think he's going to have some massive weeks. I think he's a great best ball pick. He's also a great season-long pick. So then Julian Edelman went, Drew Lock, Ryan Tannehill. And then I wanted to get another receiver, so I took Tyler Boyd. The Bengals did improve their quarterback position with their first-round pick of Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is going to be a stud. Tyler Boyd's going to be in the slot. He's not going to lose his job to anyone. Even though they drafted T. Higgins, T. Higgins, if anything, might take John Ross's job. I just see Joe Burrow and Tyler Boyd really connecting early and often in the season. Quarterbacks just love throwing to the slot, and that's where Tyler Boyd mainly plays. So then next up was Marquise Brown, Tyler Higbee, Ronald Jones, John Brown, Jared Cook, Darius Geis, Will Fuller. And then I took Tariq Cohen. He's going to be my fourth running back. I think he's also going to have some really big spike weeks. He's mainly a pass-catching back. He's a really good PPR pick. That Bears offense is going to be much better with Nick Foles at QB. And if the Bears are behind in games, then Cohen's going to get the majority of the snaps. He's going to be on the field. And then a couple rookie receivers went off the board with Jerry Jeudy and CeeDee Lamb, Christian Kirk, Tevin Coleman, Mike Gesicki, Robbie Anderson. And then with my 14th round pick, I took Marvin Jones. He's going to be the second receiver on the Lions. He was great last year with a bunch of terrible quarterback play. Now with Stafford coming back, I do see Marvin Jones having a good season. He should be pretty consistent. Then Joe Burrow went, and so a lot of the quarterbacks are basically off the board now. Jordan Howard went, Cam Akers, Jared Goff went, Gardner Minshew. And then with my 15th overall pick, I would have taken another quarterback maybe. I was thinking about taking Gardner Minshew. I think Gardner Minshew is going to have some really big weeks. That Jaguars defense is going to be bad. I really like Minshew as a late round pick. So a lot of the quarterbacks are off the board, so I wanted to take another running back. And Keyshawn Vaughn was still there. I think he's going to be a good PPR play. The Bucs did draft him because they don't really like Ronald Jones, the pass catcher. They think Keyshawn Vaughn's a good pass catcher. I think Tom Brady's going to be checking down to him a lot, especially if they're down in games. Keyshawn Vaughn, I think, is going to be on the field the majority of the time. So then Noah Fant went, Jimmy Garoppolo, Kirk Cousins. And then so with my 124th overall pick, a lot of the starting quarterbacks were gone. As you can see, the only ones left were like Sam Darnold, who I took, Derek Carr, Dwayne Haskins. So I took Sam Darnold here. The Jets' schedule is really tough, but I needed to get that fourth quarterback. Sam Darnold, I think, is a good quarterback. It's just Adam Gase is his head coach. He's a terrible head coach. He holds back a lot of talent. He holds back a lot of players. I was really thinking about taking Jamison Crowder here, but I needed to get that fourth quarterback that I know was going to start in the league. I took Sam Darnold. As you can see, then Derek Carr went. Jameis Winston went there. Haskins. And then with my 17th round pick, I took Jamison Crowder. I was really surprised he was still here. These people just slept on him in this draft. This is only an 8-person league. So a lot of the players, you will see them be taken later in drafts. But still, I think he was probably my best value pick I took in this draft. I stacked him up with Sam Darnold. I think Sam Darnold and Jamison Crowder have a great connection. I love him in fantasy this upcoming season. Jamison Crowder is an awesome PPR play every week. He gets a bunch of targets, a bunch of receptions. He doesn't get that many yards. With PPR and the receptions, it really helps his fantasy value. And so then Cam Newton went, Dallas Goedert, TJ Hawkinson. And then so I wanted to get my 6th running back. Phillip Lindsay was still there. Phillip Lindsay is going to be a second running back behind Melvin Gordon on that team. They say they want to have a 1-2 punch. I just think that Broncos offense is going to be really improved with additions of Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler. They also added Albert O, who was like a really, really good athletic tight end. Phillip Lindsay will have some spike weeks. Also, I don't have to worry about when I'm going to start him because this is a best ball draft, so it's going to start him automatically. This is one of the first 2 QB PPR leagues I've actually ever done. I wasn't sure how early QBs go. I just wanted to take all the value in the beginning. That's why I took Zeke and Devontae Adams and Travis Kelce. This was an 8-man, 2 QB PPR league, so the teams do look better overall. The quarterback play, I think, with Josh Allen, he's pretty much going to start every week. We'll see who's going to be my second QB starter with Teddy, Ben, and Darnold being there. I like my team overall. I think I have a decent floor and also some upside with some players. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Comment down below what other videos you'd like to see.